You can co-create reality using plasma, the fourth state of matter, and have magic, and I'm going to tell you how. They never taught this in school. Let me rewire everything you know. Plasma is known as the fourth state of matter, an ionized gas. Also, there's blood plasma, which is gold, makes up part of your blood. Very similar to the alchemical gold. It helps ATP and mitochondrial function. It's necessary for it, giving you your life and energy. And an alchemical gold, which is the symbol of the high state of consciousness. These are the symbols for it. Interesting. Also, the belly of the air is known as the philosopher's stone, where the alchemical fire is, an uncontrolled increasing force. Basically, we're fish in a cosmic ocean, and plasma is in the belly of our air. Plasma is latent potential that is unlocked by emotion, higher dimensional reactions, energy switches. We are in a latent field of intelligent plasma. It is just different than what's in space, but we're all together in this ocean of different densities of plasma. It's affected most by electromagnetism, which is what our heart gives off. And horses give off too, a lot more. We know we emit light, which is our plasma aura. And connecting with our heart, we can literally co-create reality with this clay of plasma to turn mind into matter. The emperor has no clothes. Plasma is just the clothes of reality, of our awareness. Just like the sun, we are plasmoids. We're consciousness traveling in a plasmoid, chariot of the gods. And just like a fish in the ocean, maybe that fish was symbolizing that we have the power to co-create reality. Our biofield bubble meeting reality's bubble, meeting someone else's bubble, and creating a third thing, a co-creation. The divine feminine mixed with the divine masculine to create the divine child. Plasma creates and destroys, just like the divine feminine goddess Kali. Just like Inanna was the goddess of war and love. Also riding her little plasmoid beast vehicle of consciousness. Powered by the sun, plasma, which is made of plasma. Do you know what Inanna is backwards? What this means backwards? It means cloud of God. Look it up. Or cloud of obscurity. And just like we are in our own little bioplasma aura plasmoid carrying our consciousness, we are at the beginning stages of that evolution where there are higher beings of consciousness or other evolved beings of consciousness that know how to manipulate or harmonize with plasma to visit us. We're seeing them more and more. It is all connected to plasma and consciousness and human potential and magic. I think I already said this, but I'm writing a book about this. The link is in my bio to learn more. It comes out at the end of the summer and what it means for us and human potential. And this guy, J. Alfred, has a really cool blog he calls them dark matter life forms, but he talks about like dark plasma. These beings are supporting us in the plasma field as fifth dimensional beings. This is not the same thing as I would call a fourth dimensional being, which can show up as scary. And these beings can show up as scary too because plasma reflects our subconscious. So if you have a lot of trauma, if you have a lot of unhealed things, if you're living in fear like I have been most of my life, even when these beings visit, they're going to reflect and you're going to see like a monster or a beast. Plasma is so misunderstood and all the beings inside of it. They're all made of this neutral plasma, of this neutral love, of this awareness. They are our future ancestors and they're here to support us. And when you look at them and talk to them with an open mind, they will reveal this magic to you. And this is not fantasy and I am not nuts and this is happening a lot more than you think. But only you can know that in your heart. I can't convince that. And then there's what I would call the fourth dimensional beings, which, people do have a more negative experience with, but they're just made of fear, which you can call evil. Those beings are also real, but you don't have to resonate with them. That is your choice. We are in a holographic reality where everything is real, and it's up to us now as co-creators to choose what beings, what people, what events, what things outside of ourselves that we want to resonate with. And if we're not bringing in the right things, it is so smart. Plasma is literally reflecting to us, hey, heal yourself, make a change, value yourself better. You are resonating with things out of alignment with your true soul and heart. So if you feel like the victim in your life, like I did for a long time, being around all these people that you're like, why are they betraying me? Why does no one see me? Why do people hurt me? It's something you might believe within you that is bringing those people in. That was humbling to learn for me. Doesn't mean you deserve any of it though. It just means that plasma is reflecting to you and teaching you, because it is so smart. It really is just a mirror that it's time to love yourself a little more. Right now, basically, I'm on a tangent, but in science, psychology, spirituality, metaphysics, it is all literally combining into one thing. where the universe, everything is reflecting back to us that it starts and ends with us. And it is up to us to move forward and forget about technology and the singularity in technology. The real singularity is us facing ourselves and learning our emotional technology. And then futuristic technology will support us, but we're not going to be addicted to it. There will be more like plasma computing, but not in a technological way. There will be like supportive things for the plasma field and for our consciousness. And then eventually we won't need technology at all. But that's probably hundreds of years away, or maybe it's not. But you don't need it. All you need is you. So anyway, plasmoids. Eventually we can evolve our plasmoids that carry our consciousness to view other timelines to help us make decisions about future potentials. To heal past timelines. Some of us already do this in our minds, but eventually we might be able to see these things in front of us. But as an easier one, I think we're starting first to see these types of like plasma beings show up in our reality, to literally mirror to us, hey, you have more potential than you realize. They're really supportive and want to help us. I cannot stress that enough. This also teaches us something about death. So yes, science is finally catching up. Congrats, we have an aura, we already knew this. Our plasmatic bioplasma aura emits light. And when we die, that light goes away from our physical bodies. Where does that light go? I think it turns into more like antiphotonic light or fourth dimensional light, which isn't light, because light is an emergent property. And our plasmoid carries our consciousness back to some other level, meaning we don't really die. Bringing it back to the Philosopher's Stone, alchemical gold, the fountain of life, living forever. We do live forever, just not in the way people want to, that are scared on Earth. I believe that if we do make supportive technology using that has to do with plasma, consciousness, human potential, every time someone comes back to Earth, we can kind of use something to remind ourselves of our other timelines or lives. And we can maybe die consciously, like people already, I'm sure, I think have in Tibet and other religions and cultures. They've talked about this, where we can literally remember. I think when we go to this other realm, this plasma realm, we do remember our lives, but obviously we come back here and we forget. And I don't know it all or understand it all, but I just really think that there's a way in the future that we'll be able to, when we're born on Earth, remember our other lives easier. Maybe first with the help of technology, but then over time, it's just becomes something we can do. And I know some of you, and I can do this, remember some of our lives. So yeah, these things in the sky are literally just reflecting our future potential, in my opinion. Because guess what? If they were bad, we wouldn't be here. And I don't think that evolved beings, I think what people are not realizing is evolved intelligences they can't hurt us consciously, because they have evolved emotionally where they can use this plasma in these ways. And plasma being ran by our heart, our electromagnetic field, our emotions, at least from what I've seen, and feelings. You cannot use plasma at that level, like interdimensionally, with negative intentions. And once again, if that was possible, we wouldn't be here. They would be way more powerful than us. Like, come on, guys. There's really nothing to be scared of. I don't know about other aliens and other planets. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like specifically interdimensional beings. And I think these are all reminders of these interdimensional beings. Now, did they see these in their heads and now we're starting to see these things in person? I don't know. Eileen McCusick, I want to shout her out. This is one of the first books I read that talked about bioplasma or the aura and healing and like connected plasma and healing. And when I read it, I was like, yes, she gets it. Everything is made of plasma. I mean, even they're talking about Earth's core and the word ion, like plasma, the ionized gas. Plasma is everywhere. And I think we should be looking more just like we know what's inside of us, what is inside the Earth, I think can sustain everything. I think space is a distraction, just like we're obsessed with the outer, every material, everything. I think the real answers are inside. Just saying. Our inner sun, plasma. Anyway, you're going to see a growing interest in plasma. And I just want you to remember, if anything you can take away, that its deepest use is for our consciousness and evolution and healing over the materialistic stuff. Links in my bio for more. I love you guys, my plasma beings.